Welcome to the new book releases for the week of May the 27th. I have timestamps. Yes, it's very early. I didn't get all my coffee this morning. We're going to talk about some new books. I'm going to mispronounce some names. There will be timestamps per genre. I'm Morgan if you haven't been here before. And let's try to do this in a correct as fashion as possible. First up this week is going to be fantasy with one that just sounds hilarious. I don't know if it's going to fall into cozy, but it has vibes of it at least. This is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. It's bad enough waking up in a half-destroyed evil wizard's workshop with no eyebrows and no memories and no idea how long you have before Dreadlord whomever shows up to murder you horribly and then turn your skull into a goblet or something. It's a lot worse when you realize that Dreadlord whomever is you. Gav isn't really sure how he ended up with a castle full of goblins or why he has a princess locked in a cell. All he can do is play along with his own evil plan in hopes of getting his memories back before he gets himself killed. Next up is one that I think 2 of the book boxes did, and this is Evocation by S.T. Gibson. The Devil Knows Your Name, David Aristarchov. As a teen, David was a psychic prodigy, operating under the shadow of his oppressive occultist father. Now, years after his father's death and rapidly approaching his 30th birthday, he is content with the high-powered life he's curated as a Boston attorney, moonlighting as a powerful medium for his secret society. But with power comes a price, and the devil has come to collect on an ancestral deal. David's days are numbered, and death looms at his door. Moving into some YA, we start with 12th Night by Alexine Beryl Falmouth, also known by her pen name of Olivia Blake. Viola Reyes is annoyed. Her painstakingly crafted tabletop game campaign was shot down. Her best friend is suggesting she try being more likable, and her school's star running back, Jack Orizano, is the most lackadaisical student body president she's ever seen, which makes her job as VP that much harder. Vi's favorite escape from the world is the MMORPG 12th Night, but online spaces aren't exactly kind to girls like her, girls who are extremely competent and have this swagger to prove it. So Vi creates a masculine alter ego, choosing to play as a knight named Cresario to create a safe haven for herself. But when a football injury leads Jack Orsano to the world of 12th Night, Vi is alarmed to discover their online alter egos, Cresario and Duke Orsino, are surprisingly well matched. Then we have Another First Chance by Robbie Couch. It's been a year since 18-year-old River Lang's best friend died in a car accident, and every day since he's had to pass by the depressing billboard that appeared as a result, texting and driving PSA that reduces Dylan to a cautionary tale and River to the best friend of the dead kid at school. Dylan was so much more than a statistic though, and River hates that everyone in town seems to have forgotten. When he's caught improving, aka vandalizing, Dylan's billboard, River is blackmailed into joining the Affinity Trials, a research study that's observing teens who are struggling socially. But as soon as he arrives, River's social struggles only worsen as he's thrown together with the last person he wants to spend an entire week with, his ex-best friend and Dylan's former girlfriend, Mavis, who's the only one who knows the truth about the night Dylan died. For something a little out of the ordinary, we have a middle grade, The Labyrinth of Lost and Found by Jordan Lees, and it was illustrated by Vivian Tu. It began with a crack in the wall. 11-year-old Benjamiah Creek believes in science, logic, and the power of reason. He definitely does not believe in magic. But when he receives a mysterious doll in the mail, a doll that can transform into a bird, he is led into an impossible and most definitely magical realm, Wreathen World. Wreathen World is dangerous and holds many secrets within its labyrinthine walls. Magi prowl, hanged men stalk, and at the center of its shifting streets lurks the Minotaur, a beastly creature and object of terror. In no time at all, Benjamiah is swept into a perilous adventure with the fierce and brilliant Elizabeth Bella, a girl determined to solve the disappearance of her missing brother, who may be caught up in a decades-old conspiracy that could doom them all. We move, though, to fiction now with You Are Here by David Nicholas. Sometimes you need to get lost to find your way. Michael is coming undone. Adrift after his wife's departure, he's begun taking himself on long, solitary walks across the English countryside. Becoming ever more reclusive, he'll do anything to avoid his empty house. Marnie, on the other hand, is stuck. Hiding alone in her London flat, she avoids old friends and anything and any reminders of her rotten, selfish ex-husband. Curled up with a good book, she's battling the long afternoons of a life that feels like it's passing her by. When a persistent mutual friend and some very unpredictable weather conspire to toss Michael and Marnie together on the most epic of 10-day hikes, neither of them can think of anything worse. Up next is Housemates by Emma Copley Eisenberg. What does it feel like, standing in the moments that mark your life? When Bernie replies to Leah's ad for a new housemate in Philadelphia, the two begin an intense and defiantly uncharacterizable friendship based on the mutual belief in their art and one another. Both aspire to capture the world around them, Leah through her writing, Bernie through her photography. After Bernie's former photography professor, the renowned yet tarnished Daniel Dunn, dies and leaves her a complicated inheritance, Leah volunteers to accompany Bernie to his home in rural Pennsylvania, turning the jaunt into a road trip with ambitious mission to document America through words and photographs. What ensues is a journey into the heart of the nation, bringing the housemates into conversation with people from all walks of life. Then a collection of short stories, Nine Tales by Sally Wynne Mao. In the Nine Tales of Nine Tales, acclaimed poet Sally Wynne Mao reimagines the fox spirit of Asian folklore, a shapeshifter, shaman, and seductress as an icon of vengeance, solidarity, and liberation. The characters of her stories are varied from a silicone doll who comes to life with new purpose to women whose crushes manifest as stones, but they all reach for common purpose, to find truth and belonging in a difficult world, determined to consider them alien. Moving from there to our thriller of the week, If Something Happens to Me by Alex Finley. For the past 5 years, Ryan Richardson has relived that terrible night. The car door ripping open, the crushing blow to the head, the hands yanking him from the vehicle, his girlfriend, Allie's piercing scream as she is taken. With no trace of Allie or the car, a cloud of suspicion hangs over Ryan, but with no proof and a good lawyer, he's never charged, though that doesn't matter to the podcasters and internet trolls. Now Ryan has changed his last name and entered law school. He's put his past behind him. Until, on a summer trip abroad to Italy with his law school classmates, Ryan gets a call from his father. Allie's car has finally been found, submerged in a lake in his hometown. Inside are 2 dead men and a cryptic note with 5 words written on the envelope in Allie's handwriting. If something happens to me. Last up for the week is our Romantasies, and this first one is the final book in the Kingdom of Lies series, A Queen This Fierce and Deadly by Stacia Stark. This one started with A Court This Cruel and Lovely. Reading the descriptions, I can't exactly tell if all the books are following the same characters, but it has gods, fae, humans, and half-breeds spread out across these 4 kingdoms, and it's described as a political slow burn romance. And just based off the descriptions, it sounded like we were also taking place in different kingdoms per book. I don't know. Then lastly, we have The Dawn of the Cursed Queen by Amber V. Nicole. This is book 3 in the Gods and Monsters series that started with the Book of Azrael. I've seen this pop up like everywhere. It's a dark romance. But yeah, it's between Diana and Samakiel? I don't know. I don't feel like the description of the first book actually gives that much of a description, and I don't personally know what it's about. I've just seen the picture pop up everywhere, and people would be like, spicy, and 5-starring it, you know. That's all for the list this week. As always, there are so many coming out every week, so if there's any you know of that you think people would be interested in, drop it in the comments down below. I hope that you're having an awesome day, finding something great to read. You'll subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.